Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Nikki, known here as the One-Handed Bandit, and today I would like to just showcase some of the products that I have been loving for 2018. And it is a new year, and I just decided that I would show some of the products that I loved last year. So starting off with palettes, I know I showed this in a recent video, but my number one go-to palette currently is the Nubian 2 palette by Juvia's Place, and this is the palette. Sometimes I use this shade Zuri as a highlighter. It's very pretty as a highlighter, and it's a really good neutral everyday palette for someone that, you know, for work. Next is the palette by NARS. Is the Atomic Blonde palette, and let me just open it up and show you the inside. So you have 4 shadows at the top, and then you have the highlighter and the bronzer. The bronzer doesn't really work for my skin tone. You could probably use it as a setting powder or maybe a transition shade. The highlighter is a little bit too frosty for me, but you could use it as a topper. And then of course I am loving the 4 eyeshadows at the top. Next is a palette that I kind of splurged on. It is the Pat McGrath Mothership Sublime palette. It looks like this, and this packaging is absolutely amazing. These are some of the best shadows I have ever used. They are creamy, buttery. It's 6 shades. I love this gold shade and this one over here. So those are my 2 favorite shades. Now this brown shade, it looks like it would be a chocolate brown, but it actually is very much darker once you apply it in your crease. So I would use it as an outer V color. And then the next palette is by P. Louise. It is her first palette that she came out with. And these are the shades in the P. Louise palette. This is one of my favorite palettes, and I do have this on my eyes today. I have Sunkissed. I have Queen in my crease, the 2 of those. And then in my outer V, I use this shade called Bestie. Then in my inner corner, I use this shade Charmed. And then I also added the shimmer shade Slay. So that's what I'm wearing on my eyes today. And these shadows are very pigmented if you go in with a lighter base, for instance the P. Louise base, but I decided to just use a concealer, my concealer that is my skin tone, and that's why the shadows aren't so pigmented. But if I went in with a lighter base, it would have been even more pigmented. So definitely this was something that I was very happy that I picked up this. Well, and then another favorite of mine was by the Crayon Case, and it is the Watch Me Blush palette. These are the shades, and this is a blush palette, but I have been using them as eyeshadows, as some of them as contours. Berry and Hot Cocoa could be a contour. I use Tangerine and Cranberry as sometimes as a blush. Cobbler could be a crease or a transition shade, and then of course the bottom ones could be eyeshadows, as well as the gold could also be a highlighter as well. Now this next palette, I have taken this with me a few times traveling, and it is the Born to Run palette by Urban Decay. And these are the shades. You have a very good amount of shades. You can add do colorful looks. You can also do neutral. You have really good transition shades. You have shades that you can use in your outer V, inner corner, probably even use stranded here as a highlighter. This is a very good travel palette. It is very versatile as well. So this was another one that I was very happy that I picked up. The last palette that I have, one of the most controversial palettes or collection of palettes for 2018 was the Jaclyn Hill Vault. And I don't know, there was some mixed reviews. I loved the collection of palettes. The only one that I haven't really played in much was the Dark Magic palette, and that is this palette here. Haven't played around with this one too much because, I mean, these are more cool tone shades and I'm not really into cool tone shades, so I didn't really play with that one. And the next one is the Bling Boss palette, and I have played around with a few shades here, but then again, this wasn't one of my favorite palettes of the collection. It was just not too often with this, but I was happy with the collection as a whole. But one of my favorite palettes was the Armed and Gorgeous palettes, and I have used some of these in on my channel, and I carded up above the videos that I have done using these palettes. So this is the Armed and Gorgeous palette, and as you can see, I have played around in this quite a bit. I've used every single shade in this palette except for the green. And then the last one in the collection is the Ring the Alarm palette, and this one was my second favorite palette. As you can see, I love warm tones. And that is it for the palette section. For foundations, I have been doing a combination of two foundations, and I have been mixing the two together. The first is the Born This Way foundation, and I have the shade Butter Pecan, and then the NARS Sheer Glow in the shade New Orleans. And I've just been taking a dab of New Orleans and doing half a pump or sometimes a full pump of the Too Faced Born This Way and just mixing the two together on the back of my hand. And that's what I've been using, and that is also what I have on my face today. And for concealer, I have been using the Too Faced Born This Way Multi-Sculpting Concealer. Now this is more of a watery based concealer, but I typically like to use it under my brows and as well as under my eyes. Didn't use it today because I didn't want a super bright or highlighted look, so I went in with my second favorite concealer, which is the MAC 24-Hour Studio Fix Concealer, and I'm in the shade in C45, and I've just used that today under my eyes. And when I want more of a natural look, this is the concealer that I typically use. And for setting powder, I only have one setting powder, and if you watch my videos, you can pretty much guess that it is the Sacha Buttercup setting powder. I'm waiting for the Fenty setting powders to come out later this week, and I'll definitely try those out as well. And for eye primers, I mentioned P. Louise before, and I have been using her bases. I have Rumor 1 is here and Rumor 3. I do go in with Rumor 1 when I want a very highly pigmented look. If I want my eyeshadows to pop, definitely go in with Rumor 1. And then sometimes if I don't want to go into light, I'll use I have recently recorded a video of my everyday brow process. If you haven't seen that, I'll also iCard that up above. But for my brows, I have been using this new brow kit by the Glam Supply. It comes in a box like this, and this is their light kit. And I really love the packaging of the brow kit. I mean, the letters are embossed, they're raised, you can feel the letters. She did a really good job with the package design, with her her business logo here at the bottom, Showstoppers Beauty. And this brow kit is by Nay the MUA. If you are on Facebook, I recommend that you check out her tutorials. She is amazing with eye looks and makeup. She's one of the best that I have seen. But her brow kit comes with 6 brushes. You don't have to use them in order 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You can use them however you choose. And that is her motto on the back of the box. And it says, "We understand that not every brush is for everyone, so why not have them all and choose what works for you?" I don't have much for primers, but I learned about this primer a while back, and I just recently saw it in a store maybe 4 months ago, and I decided to pick it up and give it a try. I see this used by a lot of makeup artists, so I picked it up. And this is the Embryolisse, and this is a primer as well as a moisturizer. I use this today underneath my makeup, and I do use it quite often. It smells really good. It smells refreshing. It gives your face more of a hydrated feel. It doesn't feel oily or greasy, but you do feel hydrated. And then another thing that I use on my face after washing, after adding my moisturizer, I do go in before my makeup, before I add my primer, I spray my face with some rose water. And this is the current rose water spray that I have been using. Next, let's talk about one of my favorite bronzers is by Anastasia Beverly Hills. And this is the bronzer, and I use the shade Mahogany, which is also the darkest shade. It doesn't look very dark in the pan, but it does work really well with contouring out my cheeks. Bronzer, well, this is also a finishing powder, and it is by Black Radiance, and I have the shade Milk Chocolate. It's the Soft Focus finishing powder. Depending on my mood, and sometimes my face is light, sometimes it's dark, but I do use this as a setting powder all over my face, which I did today. I set my entire face with this. And then sometimes in the winter when I'm very light, I can go in and contour. It looks light in the pan, but it's actually a little darker in person. And then lastly, for contour, I've been loving this contour palette by the Crayon Case. And it looks like this. It's a cute little notebook, and it has 6 shades on the inside, and as you can see, it has different shades that you can use depending on your skin tone. And then this shade here, Trophy, is a highlighter, and sometimes I do mix Bricky and Raven. Or if I just want a warm look, I'll just go in with Bricky. I only have 2 highlighters that I've been using and loving. The first is by Gerard Cosmetics, and it is in the shade Lucy. It's a very beautiful highlighter for if you're a deeper skin tone, like myself or maybe just a tad bit lighter than me, this is a really good highlighter. And then next is the Honor Roll highlighter by the Crayon Case. This highlighter is extremely huge, and I don't think I'll ever run out of highlighter. This is the Honor Roll highlighter by the Crayon Case. So sometimes after I set under my eye, my face looks very powdery and very cakey. I go in with this hydrating mist, and it is by OMG Glow, and it is in Incredible. So I just shake it up and I just spray all over my face just to hydrate my face, and it also melts in all of those powders. And then I go in and I add my highlighter. And then after adding my highlighter, I set all over my face with the Gerard Cosmetics Coconut Setting Spray. And for lips, lastly, the last category that I have, I've been loving the Crayon Case lip products. I have their lip pencils. It's a set of 6 that comes in this box. You have the shade Coffee, which is very good for us deeper skin tone girls. You also have a hot pink, which is called Magentile, if you are using a pink lipstick. Then you have, if you're using more of a burgundy lip, you can use this shade, which is called Plump. And then you do have a brown liner, which is in the shade Bare. This is a little bit darker than Coffee. And you have a black liner. This is in the shade Black Cranked. Could never go wrong with a black liner. And then you do have a nude liner, and this is in the shade Nudist. And then as far as lipsticks from the Crayon Case, I do have 2 of their liquid lipsticks. They are in the shade Bear and Gumbo. And I also love one of their glosses, and this is in the shade Pecan Poppin'. Those are all my lipsticks from the Crayon Case. From Juvia's Place, I do enjoy their liquid lipstick. It's a red and it's in the shade Afrique. Everyday lip gloss is by Fenty Beauty, and it's their Gloss Bomb lip gloss. And also, in case you were wondering, my lip today is I lined my lips with Gumbo, and then I went in with Bare in the middle. And for my highlighter, I also have the Honor Roll highlighter. For mascara, I have been loving the NARS Climax mascara. I am almost out, so I'll be very sad once this is finished, because now I have to find a new. So those are all the items that I have loved for 2018, and I do apologize that I'm speaking very fast and I showed the items really quickly, but I'm trying to hurry up and record this video while my house is quiet. So many of us in here, and we have a almost 1-year-old. She'll be 1 next week, and she is taking a nap. So I wanted to hurry up and record this video and do a talk through, because I haven't really got on camera and look at you face to face and just, you know, talked instead of doing a voiceover. So I decided that I would do that, since it's a lot of product, and it is also reviewing my entire year of things that I loved for 2018. So let's go before she wakes up. I hope that you enjoyed my video today, and I hope that you take my advice. You know, I'm a regular girl just like you. I spend my very hard-earned money on each and every one of these products that I showcase today. Everything that I review on my channel, I go out and I purchase them myself, or I pick up my phone and I place the order myself. I don't receive anything in PR. With the grace of God, hopefully sometime in 2018 that I would, make it to someone's PR list, but still at the end of the day, whether I receive something in PR or whether I purchase it myself, you will still receive my honest opinion about everything that I use. If I don't like it, I will absolutely be 1000% honest with you and let you know whether or not I like it. It doesn't matter. I'm not one of those people that are getting paid thousands upon thousands of dollars for reviews, so you'll definitely be getting that from me here. And if you enjoy my videos, I do appreciate if you would share my videos, tell your family and friends about me, and send them over this way. We want to progress in 2019. We are 120 strong, and I'm aiming for the end of 2019. All praises due, we will reach that 1,000 mark, if not more. So I hope that you enjoyed today's video. If you are new to my channel, I hope that you click that subscribe button. Also be sure to click the notification bell so that you can be notified whenever I upload videos. And I appreciate each and every one of you for watching, and I hope that you have a blessed and bountiful new year for 2019. If 2018 wasn't a good year, listen, the year just started. You can make that 2019 a better year. 2018 didn't end well for me, but I'm still here. I'm still creating videos, and I'm always aiming for the best. So I will see you in my next video. Bye, guys.